What's going on, guys? This is the Carpuride W903 screen. It has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You can hook up dash cams, you can stream video on it. It has multiple sound output options for versatility of different car systems. I've been interested in testing one of these out for a long time because I have a 2013 Escape with the old Microsoft Sync in it. I've been wanting to try Android Auto in the car, and this is a much less expensive option than getting the factory upgrade to Sync 3 or a higher version than that if you have a later car. So if you've been wanting to try out one of these screens, I'm going to tell you why this is a good option. I'm going to show you all the ins and outs of how we've been testing it for the last month or so. Let's get started. All right, so in this unit, what you're getting is the main screen with the camera at the top. That's your front dash cam that can go out the windshield or swivel around for your interior. You got your full color manual with a lot of good details in there. Your power adapter, which goes into your cigarette lighter and then plugs into the unit with USB-C. This is a 1080p backup camera, and not only is it a backup camera, but it acts as a rear dash cam as well, which is awesome. Here you have an adhesive mount if you want to stick it onto your dash, as well as an alternative plate right here, and then an auxiliary cord for plugging in sound. You can see on the front there that I have the suction cup mount. We'll get to that in a sec. In terms of installation, I have it on this suction cup mount, which is extremely robust. The suction cup is super tacky, and it's actually very hard to get it off the glass when you're transferring it from car to car, but it is possible. As you can see, you have an adjuster with that knob in the middle there, as well as the other knob on the other side of that silver piece of hardware. So you can adjust the angle up and down, as well as how far forward it adjusts. And then there's a collar on the back to adjust the angle of the screen. And because this dash cam right here can swivel, I can have the screen face me and still have the dash cam point straight down the middle of the car. Now, in terms of power outputs, I have a cord going to the 12-volt plug in the center console, and that just goes right up here around the side. And this cord does have a USB plug for your cell phone, and it's fast charging, so that's super nice. Something else to note is that when your car turns off and you pull your keys out, even though this is plugged into a 12-volt outlet, I have come out hours later to still see this glowing in my car because I forgot to turn it off. So you reach up, press the power button there, turn it off, just to make sure there's no parasitic drain on your battery when your car's turned off. Another thing to note is that it does take a second to start up. So you press the button, this is the boot screen. It might load in less than a minute or so. It's not too bad, but if it turns on, it takes a little bit for the memory card to load where all your stuff is stored. And if you have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, there's usually a little bit of a delay. I'm talking maybe 1 or 2 whole minutes before it'll automatically connect. It is nice that it can connect wirelessly versus having to be plugged in for CarPlay or Android Auto, but it does take a second or two to connect. This is a great little screen. It's got a really nice, rich display here, so you can basically do Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You can screen mirror, so you can play videos from your phone directly on it when CarPlay or Android Auto are not engaged. And then you also have a dash cam that can be rotated around, and you can see exactly what's going on inside your car if you're an Uber or a Lyft driver, or you can turn it around and see what's going on outside your car. This also comes with a 1080p backup camera that you wire up to your reverse lights and your hatch, just like a regular backup camera install. And that can also be a rear dash cam as well. So you get a 1080p rear dash cam with a 4K forward-facing dash cam. And if you install both of them, you get a split screen with front and back dash cam being recorded, which is very cool. I can lock or unlock a video, meaning that I can save it from being overwritten if the memory gets too small. I can take a screenshot, so it takes a photo right there. I can go home, or I can view on my phone, or I can turn sound on or off. So as the dash cam's going, you can record sound. Something else to note about the dash cam is that even though you have a 4K camera facing forward and a 1080p in the back, even though that's high resolution, the frame rate at which the dash cam records is only 24 frames per second, and that cannot be adjusted. So if you're looking to be able to take the video off the memory card and do a really smooth slow motion to see something that happened in detail, that motion will still be a little herky-jerky depending on how much you need to slow that down. You might, for instance, have a higher end dedicated dash cam with 30, 60, or 120 frames per second, which will cram more frames for a smoother slow motion video to capture finer detail. I'm gonna go back home, go back to Android Auto. If I go to brightness, this is auto brightness, so it's pretty good at adjusting. It's really smooth. I will say that when I was driving at night, even when it was on its lowest brightness setting, it can still be a little bit distracting, but the ability to adjust brightness is still very nice. You can do auto or manual here, and you can just drag it, be very bright or very dark. Press auto. You can See it start to self-adjust with the light sensor right here. Right here under the Carpuride logo is the hole for the microphone. And this microphone works decently, but it needs to be about 20 inches from your face if you're talking. If it's any further away, it'll start to get hard to hear. Now, this is not a problem if you're going to be talking through your car's Bluetooth system using the mic in your car, which is what I've been doing. But before I got it hooked up to Bluetooth, I had to lean close to the steering wheel for this to hear me and pick up my voice. So just something to know. So in terms of sound output, this screen has a really good way of tapping into a wide range of cars. You have your speaker, which is just located on the back here facing the windshield. The speaker's plenty good. It's not as loud as it could be, obviously, and if you want to integrate it into your vehicle for the speakers and your surround sound, you have 3 other versions. You have Bluetooth audio, FM transmitter, or an auxiliary cord. If you go to Bluetooth audio, you're going to pair this to your phone along with the car's communication system. So your phone is going to have 2 paired systems to it. In this case, you'll see the Ford Microsoft Sync as well as the Carpuride. And that allows you to retain all the full functionality of your car with your phone and all the phone book stuff, but it'll also have the function of the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay to your phone as well, which is really nice. And then you have the FM transmitter. You can set this to output the sound at a certain frequency where your car may have just a fuzzy channel. So if 91.5 near me has no radio reception and it's all fuzzy static noise, I can turn this on and it outputs the sound from this screen to my radio at 91.5 FM, and it'll be a nice clear signal from this to my radio. And then of course, if you have an auxiliary audio jack, you can plug it in from the screen directly into your car. So the flexibility is really nice. I really appreciate it, especially when we transfer this with the suction cup to our other older vehicle that does not have Bluetooth audio. Really good. Now, some of my favorite things about this screen include the really nice wide maps display. It took a little bit of getting used to, but you can change the configuration here where you have this tile breakout to set your media off to the side or keep it on the bottom. You have the microphone button here to press the prompts for the Google Assistant, and over here is your button that you press to get access to your home menu. You can look at the dash cam, you can adjust the brightness or your sound output. In terms of screen mirroring, which is pretty cool, you have to have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay disconnected, but you go to Superlink. It's going to bring you to an app called EveLink, which you have to download on your phone. But once you have EveLink set up, you connect with Wi-Fi to the screen and you can do online video, which will bring you to this suite of video apps like YouTube or Amazon Prime. You can do mirror casting, which is exactly what your phone sees. I'm going to go back here. Or you can do AirDrop, and you can look at different files and folders inside your phone and scroll through there. So I like doing the online video because I can pull up YouTube and I can have things for my kids playing while I still have full operation of my phone. So it's basically just like using this as a YouTube browser through the internet on your phone.
Are you sure this is the place, Captain?
I'm sure, Quasi.
So just another way to keep kids entertained, just a neat feature on here. Something to know about the EveLink is that even though it does transmit as a separate screen, it is a separate app you have to download. It's a couple extra steps to go through, and entering the information on your phone to log into each of these different apps before you can play them on the screen is another step too. Just a few more things. So after we post this video, the next video we're going to do is going to be a review of the integrated Sync 3 update, and we're going to compare the two of them. So subscribe to the channel if you want to stick around for that as well, if you want to weigh your options between the two. Again, we're a big fan of this. The link in the description for this product is below, as well as OFF30, which is the discount code, all one word, all caps, for a 30% discount code from the Carpuride website. If you have any questions, comments, or different screens that you've tried out and feedback, leave it in the comment section below. And as always, please give us a like, share, and subscribe if you have not already. Thanks for watching.